Get everybody in here? Okay, so our concept here was that originally this was a a little desk over here. There'd be a receptionist here, but really felt like this was kind of an underwhelming kind of thing, so kind of useless. So the goal was to try to maximize this as kind of a walk-in area, but not like a place to come in, sit down, and wait. We have our lobby now is kind of more upstairs, which isn't completely decorated yet, nor is it completely done down here. Okay, so the concept was to come in, have a few message points, whether it be about our history, whether it be about players in the NFL, whether it just be about Hall of Fame, where you can come in here and just kind of get a snapshot. We're going to get a couple more things going here, display cases. We wanted to dress up this up here. This is kind of a weird kind of deal when you're up top looking over here. So we put the 10th and Diamond Temple Tough, the helmet, and then of course put a player that is kind of something impressive from inside of the street coming at you. And then of course get our Big East logo. We wanted to get rid of the old ticker thing that used to be here, put a screen up here of changing things, and then of course kind of dress this up. Kind of the chain link things up there, we kind of covered them up and put the temple. So that was kind of the concept here. Just as, again, not like some traditional lobbies that are like so grandiose. We didn't feel like we had that here, and didn't want to do that. We didn't want to kick walls out and all that other kind of stuff. I felt places I've been in the past might be a bit overrated to do that for the amount of money sometimes that goes into that. All right, so why don't we head up here? I'll show you around. Kind of became our lobby area. Our natives out here, and so we have a place where people will come up and be able to sit down when they come into the facility until whatever their business is, who they need to see. Now we've got some more things we're going to put up here. We're probably going to put a tremendous team picture, team photo, nicely framed up there. We just have more things to do. We're probably 85% decorated right now. So we actually have a little big. We're going to change this, make this more statement of a desk over here. It's all little stuff, Obviously, I'm real involved with everything, so I kind of have, my hands on all the little details of what we want to do. So this is not completely outfitted yet, but this became our lobby. Excuse me. This became a player's lounge, which at one point was an academic area for the kids, which was pretty small, so that they were not really in here; they were everywhere. Now this is just a lounge. Pool table, PlayStation, Gatorade machine, just kind of a standard kind of place to hang in between classes, or if you get back from class early before meetings and practice start, but just a place to be. So kind of a regular. You've been in here before, I don't know. Oh, you have been here before. This room doubles up as a team room, but it also will split as an offensive and defensive unit room, which is probably fairly traditional amongst a lot of places, really, in order to utilize space better. That's kind of my comments on our program right there. That's what that's all about, what we believe in. Okay, let's head down here into this hallway. These are the players in the NFL, or have been in the NFL. It's kind of what this wall is here. It's kind of a nice colorful wall, kind of showing you what our tradition has been through the years in terms of players going to the NFL. Give you a little feel for that. This is our video. It's our video room here with Ben Coffin. We have a GA room here that we're kind of going to remodel. This kind of like office little area. Take the refrigerator. It's going to be remodeled here. Okay. We've got an offensive staff room over here, and then of course these are coaches' offices. This would be the defensive staff room, as well as Chuck Heater's office. These are all conference, all American award winners here. and then a revolving screen here of the different players that have had those types of honors. This is my office here, which obviously goes out to the patio, which we'll walk out there in a minute. This is kind of a holding tank, so to speak, outside of my office for whatever function, recruiting, whatever, you know, I want some parents waiting to see, I'm meeting with some people, whatever. So we kind of set my office up as more of a family room setting with a holding area. Nadia used to be here, my secretary, now she's out front. So we kind of decided to do that. And we'll bring you outside in a minute. Let's go out this way here. This is a multi-function room with all outside patio seating. You know, as we have functions in here, whether it be an alumni event, whether it be a recruiting event, whether it be a, you know, whatever, a press conference, we eat meals in here. This is a all-purpose room, and of course the patio. This time of year is beautiful out here. People come visit, they watch practice, they can sit up here, watch practice, or just, maybe it's just a, you know, social gathering prior to something that's going to happen in this room. So, you know, this has been a great addition for us. Probably, you know, the weight room in this room are two of the, certainly the more, you know, widely used rooms in the new facility. We have a little catering kitchen off of here, and then back here is a academic wing. No, just for football. This is a staff room. This would be the staff room that I utilize now when I want to meet with the staff. We used to double up the offensive staff room as a staff room. Now we have an offensive staff room, a defensive staff room, and this would be the staff meeting room as a whole when I want to meet with the staff. Whether I want to talk about recruiting, whether I want to talk about the schedule for the day, or just some topics. We have this set up as a pretty nice conference room in here. All the screens, all the whatever blinds go up. It's nice. And you know, it's something that we felt we could utilize if we wanted to have an athletic policy board meeting down here, you know, board of trustee meeting. It was set up nicely so that, you know, you have a real nice feel here for everything. Okay, so that's that room. These are breakout rooms over here for academics. We probably are going to have one of them will probably become a satellite, you know, office too for compliance and Shrita, and we're just going to try to make this, you know, obviously have some satellite for tutoring, for private tutoring, for, you know, the academic people, because we have a new academic facility up on campus in the new basketball area up there. So that's an area during the day they can utilize, and then usually we utilize this much more heavily in the evenings down here with our academic people come down here, so they satellite down here. It's really a tremendous setup. Ed, sure. Do you have the keys to get in the weight room this way? Sir. Let's go down this way. So, obviously this is our new weight room, which is really quite nice. Football is just a football weight room. So we have plenty of room and plenty of access for what we need. We have a little piece of turf in here during the winter time for different things that Frank Prino, our strength coach, might want to do. And then we're set up for, you know, a real football room. It's a football weight room. It's great. I've been in a lot of them in my career, and I would say this is as good or better than just about all of them. There are a few that are bigger. Sometimes more sports will occupy them based on where it is on campus. But the fact that this is ours solely down here, I think this is really nice. So this is a tremendous addition for us. I mean, for those of you guys that remember the old building and actually walked through the old building, and now to come into this, I mean, you know, it gives us a tremendous opportunity in recruiting. Obviously, it's been great, and it just shows the commitment of the university to the football program and where we're headed. I think you notice out here, you guys have been here, you've seen it. One of the things we want to do is put that new wrap out there. The whole idea of that wrap was just, again, bringing some more life to this thing, not just some green thing out there. It's, you know, it gives it some life, some feeling of being in a real football place. So this has been tremendous. So this has just been, you know, hard to fathom that. You know, it's like everything else. I can remember when I was at Florida, they talked about, you know, before we put the addition, before we redid the place, walking down, I was like, wow, this is real nice. You a sudden, we got the new thing built. You can't fathom how you're able to. It's hard to recruit. This world we're in today, it's one facility nicer than the other. If you don't have a nice facility, it really hurts you. We do. I mean, we have this is nice. We got some guys on our staff that have been around, guys that have been to multiple places. It's like, this is just really a nice place. Now, there's some pieces that are nicer than others, like you're always going to have. But I think what's important, people come in, kids, they want to see what kind of weight room they have. That's pretty darn important. Just tell them. That's a piece that you have to sell. And then just the aesthetics of the place, the meeting room capabilities of the place. And then I'll show you the training room, which I think is fantastic. And so we keep walking this way. Like, this is one of those things I really wanted to get done, because in the last building, it was like an oops. So they had like a bathroom upstairs. And then they just, oh, we got to have a coach's locker room. So all of a sudden up there in the bathroom, there was like three little, a series of little metal lockers. This, those old ones that are like this thick, like this. So like, when I first came here, I was like, that's my locker right there. So here's my locker right here, half the size of Keith, right? And there's a guy here, 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 here. So you had to come in here and you had to change in shifts. You know what I mean? It was hysterical. I mean, it's like, I can't make up what I'm telling you right now, okay? So I said to myself, if we get this new building done, we're going to have a real place. And I'm going to tell you why. As crazy as it sounds. Probably a lot like your home, You need to have a place, a family room, because that's where families congregate at times, and it builds camaraderie, and there's a chance for you to, to decompress and talk. And I don't care what organization you're talking about. It's subtly more important than you might think it might be. It might sound like, yeah, it's goofy, but it's not goofy. So I said, we're going to have a real coach locker room where you can kind of come in, have a real place to sit down, where more than 3 people can be in at one time, and have a conversation before you kind of roll back into the next event. So we completed this. Came out quite nice, This would be a much more standard fare throughout the country, So I thought this was something for the reasons I stated, that we had to have a place. And of course, everyone has one of these. This is not like something different, but I think it's quite nice. And when we come back out, they open up their clean stuffs back here, right? It's an exchange. That's how you exchange through the equipment room. This is the equipment window. You guys know Paul Kelly, and Paul back here is like in heaven. Never had so much room. So he's got all these spinnable deals back here. That's what all the big time programs have. They're space-saving roller type of deals. So you can put all your stuff in here. You guys, you can stick here if you want to take a look at what he's doing here. But it's not. What's amazing is, we just didn't have this, right? He had a closet before, so stuff was stored out in trunks. Stuff was stored in, Now we have a whole laundromat back here. We have storage back here. It's a real equipment room.
What's up with all the different helmets, the different teams?
That's Paul. I don't know. Those equipment guys have their own little deals going, Quick. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. All right.
Still missing guys. Got everybody? Okay, so this is obviously Dwight Stansberry, and Dwight's our head trainer, and we needed a real room. We didn't have anything, so this is kind of a state-of-the-art deal. We have a doctor's office behind this TV. So when Dr. Moyer's here, he has his own office in here where he can look at X-rays, he can examine a patient, he can have a confidential conversation. We got office. Dwight's got his office back there, and then you come into this wet room, which is really a new kind of really cool room here. And this is a cold tank, hot tank in here. Come on in, why don't you guys filter back here? I'll explain this thing to you. Come on in. This is kind of state of the art, it's real nice. Players come in to get the cold tank or they get in a hot tank. And And then this is a state-of-the-art rehab deal here. It's an underwater treadmill that you utilize to be able to condition athletes that can't be in any weight-bearing situations. So, you know, it's a pretty sophisticated deal that has all cameras in it that when the guy's in here training, he's all up on the screens up here. And you're able to evaluate and calibrate exactly what he's doing, how much resistance, how much speed, and it's a real state-of-the-art room. So this was a great addition for us for rehab. We really felt that we had to have the best possible rehab treatment for our players that we could possibly have. That had to happen. So this is pretty nice. I mean, you know, it's a pretty nice situation. There's a lot that went into there. I watched them when they build this thing underneath here. What's underneath here to facilitate everything is pretty impressive, really. I mean, so I'll get everybody here and kind of tell you what we're talking about here. So we got everybody. So this is our locker room. You know, we kind of redid the lockers, we kind of redid the carpet, we kind of decorated up. We got our fight song going around the rim. I think you can see there. That's our fight song up there. And you know, it's really it's not a bad locker room. You know, our next agenda item is to gut this and make it more circular. You know, so it's a wide open center. We couldn't do that right now. That just wasn't where we need to put the dollars right this second. But that will happen. This will be a perimeter locker room and an open middle with a big T on the floor here. Place that I can come in if I choose to want to address them down here. I can. It's difficult to do that right now because it's more in, you know, it's more in what do you call it, rows. Okay. So, but certainly a very fine locker room for a practice locker room. You know, it's certainly more than adequate. Now we have a Gatorade machine back here. We've got pictures in between all the in between the rows of former players and things. So, you know, we got our brand up here that we carry at the link. We put that up here. So we got some good things. We got this whole new deal here. This is kind of cool. It's all shoe dryers. It's kind of interesting looking thing, you know. But it really expands. You know, what's amazing is you come in here, and it just sounds goofy, but you know, you go out there between the sweat and between the wetness, your shoes just rot. You know, and they just do. And you know, the old days, you know, you're stuffing paper, tissues in your shoes, trying to get the water and the moisture out of your shoes. But it's really a day-to-day now thing. It's so hot on the turf and everything, so you got to have your dryers. We never had dryers here. I mean, you know, you just had to, you know, just get things back up to where they should be. You know, and get it appropriate. So I think this is
Wi-Fi number not.
I don't know. I don't really get involved with it. Paul Kelly sets that up. I got enough things on my plate. I don't care who dresses next to who. As long as when they get out there, they got what they're supposed to have on there. But I couldn't answer that. Paul can answer that. I really don't get involved in that. You know, I might choose to if I had this locker room set up the way I wanted it. You know, but right now, not that significant.